Have you ever believed that eating fruit every day is one of the best ways to stay healthy? We all grew up trusting that fruits are natural, nutritious, and always good for the body. But what if I told you that some of the fruits you eat every day, fruits that seem perfectly harmless, could actually be quietly weakening your muscles, causing joint pain, and making your legs feel heavier over time? It may sound hard to believe, but this is the reality that millions of people over 60 are facing today. We know that after age 50, the body naturally loses about 1 to 2% of muscle mass each year. It's simply a part of aging. However, if you regularly consume the wrong types of fruits, this muscle loss can speed up much faster than you realize. The result? Everyday activities like getting up from a chair, walking through the park, or climbing a few stairs start to feel like real challenges. Heaviness, stiffness, and subtle weakness begin to creep into your every movement. According to the CDC, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized each year in the U.S. because of falls. And the root cause isn't just weak bones, it's the slow, silent decline of muscle strength that started long before. But here's the good news. You can take control and protect your strength, starting simply by choosing the right fruits for your body as it is today. In today's video, we're going to uncover 6 fruits that might seem healthy, but could actually be weakening your muscles and joints. And more importantly, I'll show you smarter, safer fruit alternatives so you can still enjoy delicious fruits every day without risking your health. And to kick things off, let's dive into a tropical fruit that's famous for its natural anti-inflammatory reputation. But behind its sweet and juicy appearance, it hides some surprising dangers you need to know about. 1. Pineapple. Pineapple has long been praised as a natural anti-inflammatory fruit thanks to its unique enzyme, bromelain. However, for people over 60, consuming pineapple daily could quietly bring unexpected consequences to your legs and mobility. First, let's talk about the sugar content. Just 5 ounces of fresh pineapple delivers about 11 to 12 grams of natural sugar. Although it's from a natural source, for older adults, this amount can rapidly spike blood sugar levels after eating. According to a study published in the Journal of Gerontology, Medical Sciences, 2018, sudden blood sugar spikes are strongly linked to endothelial inflammation and weakened circulation, especially in the lower limbs like the legs and feet. When blood flow decreases, muscles and joints are starved of oxygen and nutrients, leading to heavy legs, fatigue, and reduced flexibility. You might notice this through signs like aching calves after short walks, mild swelling around the ankles, or stiff knees after sitting for a long time. Another important factor is the natural acidity in pineapple. Pineapple has an average pH between 3.2 and 4.0, making it a highly acidic fruit. According to the Arthritis Foundation, consuming high-acid foods can trigger inflammatory responses in already vulnerable joints, worsening symptoms like joint pain, stiffness, and swelling in older adults. There's also another concern. Bromelain can interact with blood-thinning medications like warfarin, making their effects harder to control. This interaction was highlighted in a clinical review published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, 2010. What's most concerning is that the negative effects of pineapple don't happen overnight. They build up silently, slowly damaging blood vessels, increasing swelling, stiffening joints, and weakening muscles over time. By the time you realize it, you might already feel heavier steps, difficulty climbing stairs, and nagging knee pain each morning. So what's the solution? You don't have to completely eliminate pineapple from your diet. But if you're over 60, especially if you're experiencing muscle weakness, joint pain, or are on blood thinners, you should limit your pineapple intake. It's best to enjoy pineapple in moderation, about 3 to 4 ounces per serving, around 5 to 6 small pieces, and limit it to 2 to 3 times per week. To minimize blood sugar spikes, eat pineapple after a balanced meal or pair it with protein-rich foods. A safer alternative? Switch to anti-inflammatory low-sugar fruits like blueberries or raspberries. These options support healthy blood flow, deliver powerful antioxidants, and avoid sudden blood sugar surges. Have you ever noticed your legs feeling heavy after eating pineapple? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help hundreds of others facing the same challenge. Next, let's uncover another fruit that seems harmless, but could be secretly eating away at your joints from the inside. 2. Grapes. When we think of grapes, most of us picture juicy, sweet clusters loaded with antioxidants. For decades, grapes have been praised for their heart-healthy polyphenols. However, if you're working to protect your muscle strength and flexibility after 60, there's a lesser-known truth you need to hear. Grapes can quietly harm your muscles and joints if consumed without caution. Where does the problem lie? First, grapes are relatively high in natural fructose. On average, just 4 ounces of grapes deliver about 18 grams of natural sugar, a significant amount for older adults. When the body processes large amounts of fructose, it easily converts into uric acid. And excess uric acid accumulation is directly linked to joint inflammation, foot pain, knee stiffness, and ankle swelling. According to a study published in the Arthritis and Rheumatology Journal, 2018, elevated uric acid levels in seniors are strongly associated with increased joint swelling, muscle pain, and reduced mobility. Second, the fructose in grapes promotes systemic inflammation. When the body is constantly exposed to high sugar levels, silent inflammatory reactions spread through muscle tissues and blood vessels. This leads to symptoms like heavy calves after meals, mild ankle swelling in the evening, and stiffness in the knees and hips during movement, especially for those with a history of diabetes. So, what's the solution? You don't have to completely cut grapes out of your diet. But if you're over 60 and experiencing joint pain, ankle swelling, or have a history of gout, it's important to limit your intake. How should you enjoy grapes while minimizing the risks? According to health experts, you should stick to about 2 to 3 ounces per serving, or roughly 10 to 12 small grapes, and limit consumption to just 1 to 2 times a week. It's also recommended to pair grapes with a source of protein or healthy fats, like unsweetened Greek yogurt, to slow down the absorption of sugars. Avoid eating grapes late at night or on an empty stomach, as these are the times when blood sugar spikes are most likely to occur. If grapes seem sweet and harmless, the next fruit hides behind an even cooler and more refreshing appearance, yet it could be silently eroding your muscle strength day by day. Can you guess which fruit it is? Let's find out right now. 3. Watermelon. Watermelon has long been seen as the ultimate symbol of refreshment, especially during hot summer days. With over 90% water content, a naturally sweet taste, and a cooling sensation, many seniors consider it a harmless fruit and an ideal way to stay hydrated. But the truth is not as simple as it seems. Watermelon has a glycemic index, GI, of 76, placing it in the high GI category, meaning it raises blood sugar very quickly after consumption. When blood sugar spikes, the body releases more insulin. But in older adults, insulin sensitivity often declines, leading to chronic inflammation, muscle fatigue, and weakened circulation over time. On top of that, because watermelon contains very little fiber and a lot of water, it digests rapidly, causing a fast surge of sugar into the bloodstream. If you've ever felt heavy legs, tight calves, or mild ankle swelling after eating a large amount of watermelon, it's probably not just coincidence. So how can you enjoy watermelon without putting extra stress on your blood sugar? To stay safe, seniors should limit portions to about 3 to 4 ounces per serving. That's roughly 3 to 4 small cubes, no more than 1 to 2 times per week, and never on an empty stomach. If you're looking for a safer alternative to watermelon, strawberries might be the perfect swap. These small, hydrating berries are rich in antioxidants, naturally low in sugar, and have a low glycemic index. They support circulation without triggering the hidden inflammation that some fruits can cause. Are you eating watermelon every week? How do you feel afterward? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might help many others who care about aging healthfully. If you found this information helpful for your health, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so we can continue this journey toward better health together every day. 4. Oranges. For decades, oranges have been seen as the gold standard of immune support, thanks to their rich vitamin C content, their role in enhancing iron absorption, and their refreshing, easy-to-consume taste. That's why they're a staple in the diets of millions of older adults, whether whole or in juice form. But if you're dealing with arthritis, stiff knees, or swollen joints, consuming oranges too frequently might not be doing you any favors, and could even be making things worse. Let's start with citric acid, the natural compound that gives oranges their tart flavor. In older adults, especially those with chronic inflammation or arthritis, citric acid can irritate joint tissues, potentially worsening pain, swelling, and morning stiffness. Many people don't notice this until they stop consuming oranges for a few weeks, and suddenly feel more at ease in their joints. Next, let's talk about sugar. An average orange, about 130 grams, contains around 12 grams of natural sugar, and a single glass of orange juice, about 8 ounces or 240 milliliters, can have 21 to 23 grams. That's nearly 5 teaspoons of sugar. In seniors with slower metabolism and compromised circulation, this sugar load can quickly spike blood sugar, trigger inflammation, and place additional strain on already vulnerable joints and muscles. A study published in the Journal of Inflammation Research found that high fructose intake from fruit juices is linked to increased inflammatory markers and morning joint stiffness, particularly in the knees and ankles, among older adults. So what's the solution? You don't need to eliminate oranges completely, but if you have arthritis, digestive issues, or experience morning joint pain, it's important to change how you consume them and limit your intake. Instead of drinking orange juice, eat whole oranges to take advantage of the fiber content. The fiber found in orange segments slows sugar absorption, helping protect your blood sugar and reduce inflammation. You should also avoid eating oranges on an empty stomach, especially in the morning when sugar is absorbed more rapidly. And try not to eat them right before bed, since their acidity can irritate the stomach and amplify underlying joint inflammation, possibly causing more discomfort upon waking. Looking for a vitamin C-rich fruit that's safer and gentler on aging joints? Kiwi is a great alternative. It contains twice as much vitamin C as oranges, has a lower glycemic index, and features moderate acidity, making it easier on digestion and ideal for promoting healthy blood flow in older adults. And now, let's move on to a fruit that looks harmless at first glance, with a crisp green color, a tart bite, and a reputation for being low in sugar. But the truth hidden beneath that tartness might just explain those nighttime leg cramps, aching hips, or the heavy legs you've been feeling when walking. 5. Green apples. Green apples have long been seen as a refreshing, mildly tart, and health-friendly fruit. But for older adults, consuming green apples may require a bit more caution than expected. Despite their crisp texture and clean flavor, a medium-sized green apple still contains around 17 to 19 grams of natural sugar, primarily fructose. As we age, our body's ability to metabolize sugars becomes less efficient. For seniors, even a single large apple can cause a mild blood sugar spike, which in turn may increase the risk of joint discomfort or muscle fatigue. There's also the issue of malic acid, the compound responsible for the apple's signature tartness. While harmless in small amounts for younger individuals, malic acid may irritate sensitive joint tissues in older adults, especially those with signs of joint degeneration or low-grade inflammation. Over time, that acid buildup can quietly contribute to nagging aches in the hips, knees, or calves, reducing flexibility and ease of movement in daily life. So what's the solution? If you enjoy the crisp bite of green apples, don't worry. You don't have to give them up. You just need to make a few simple adjustments to reduce their potential impact on your body. First, limit your portion to a small apple, about 4 ounces, to help manage sugar intake. Next, pair the apple with a source of healthy fat or protein, such as a handful of almonds or a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt. This pairing not only slows glucose absorption, but also helps stabilize energy and reduce inflammation. A study published in Nutrients, 2020, found that combining natural carbohydrates with protein and fat significantly improved post-meal blood sugar response in older adults. Also, avoid eating green apples on an empty stomach or late at night. The malic acid in green apples can irritate a sensitive digestive system, and according to a study in the Journal of Clinical Rheumatology, 2018, high acid levels in the body have been associated with increased symptoms of joint inflammation. Do you eat green apples regularly? How do you feel afterward? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help others navigate their journey to better joint and muscle health. 6. Mango. Mango is a sweet, soft, and irresistibly delicious tropical fruit, long celebrated as a perfect natural dessert. But for seniors, especially those dealing with muscle weakness or joint pain, mango may carry more hidden risks than you'd expect. So why should this seemingly harmless fruit be approached with caution? A small, ripe mango, around 7 ounces, contains approximately 28 to 30 grams of natural sugar. That's a significant amount, especially for older adults whose bodies are less efficient at processing glucose and managing insulin levels with age. When you consume mangoes with such high sugar content, your blood sugar spikes rapidly, a dangerous effect for anyone with diabetes. Repeated blood sugar fluctuations like these lead to silent inflammation throughout the body, including the joints and muscles. According to a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, 2020, frequent blood sugar swings are closely associated with muscle loss, increased joint pain, and reduced mobility in the elderly. Mangoes also contain high levels of natural fructose. When consumed in excess, fructose can contribute to visceral fat buildup and the generation of free radicals, two factors known to accelerate chronic inflammation and overall muscle decline. So what's the solution? How can you enjoy mangoes without harming your health? Limit your portion to about 2 to 3 ounces of ripe mango per serving. Whenever possible, pair mango with a protein or fiber-rich food, such as plain Greek yogurt, chia seeds, or a handful of nuts. This slows down sugar absorption and reduces strain on your blood vessels and joints. Avoid eating mango on an empty stomach or late at night, as these times make your body more vulnerable to blood sugar disruptions and morning joint stiffness. Also, opt for moderately ripe mangoes, which contain slightly less sugar compared to fully ripened ones. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this video. Remember, no fruit is entirely bad or needs to be completely avoided, even for older adults. The key lies in controlling portion size and timing your intake wisely. With the right strategy, you can still enjoy nature's sweetness while protecting your strength and mobility. Along with making smarter fruit choices, engaging in gentle daily exercise is just as crucial. Simple activities like walking, light yoga, or basic stretching can help boost circulation, support joint flexibility, and reduce chronic inflammation as we age. If you found today's information helpful, please hit like and share this video with friends or loved ones, especially those looking to maintain joint and muscle health after 60. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos on nutrition for seniors and everyday wellness tips. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.